With that said, let's jump into this best of 5 then, as we do have to the top left-hand side from SYF Gaming. It's our Blue Terran player Seither in game number 1 of this series. On the right-hand side is going to be our Red Zerg player. It is Dead Pixels Namshar. Well, it says DPix Namshar, but actually he isn't on Dead Pixels. It hasn't been for a while, so I wonder why he's playing with a DPix tag on NA. Because he did get rid of it on EU, if I'm pretty sure of it. So, interesting. Not really a big issue, but caught me off guard there for the moment. I was like, it's Dead Pixels. Oh yeah, and he isn't. Alright, well, an extractor coming down and a pool, but obviously post-hatch. And so some more TVZ for us here. Now, this series is probably going to look very different, I think, to the TVZ that we saw before between Chick and Bly. Because we, that Chick and Bly series was kind of like typical Bly sort of aggression. And Chick was playing very aggressively too. Some weird builds, kind of very Chinese Terran-esque, where the Chinese Terran players do go in and they do really come out with some pretty unique stuff. So, So yeah, pretty kind of interested to see just how different this is be. I think Seither is, from what I can tell, I don't cast Seither all the time. I'm no expert on the ANZ scene. I'm really not, but from when I do cast him, he seems like the macro player. He seems like the player who will go later game, who will play the longer games, and so on and so on. So I would imagine some macro-focused games from him, as we're going to be seeing from Namshar. He's also the player who generally likes the macro-based player style. You know, he'll squeeze in some pressure here and there, some aggression, but generally he's probably going to open up macro, look to expand, look to take bases, go in towards Hive Tech and play it out from there. Not sure if Seither is really a mech or bio player right now either, by the way, which is something that we'll kind of figure out as the series goes on as well, I guess. It's kind of difficult. With the big patch 4.0 kind of changing a lot of stuff up, it's kind of difficult to know whether players are kind of playing mech or bio. I think I saw Seither playing a lot of mech actually when I was casting him in the IEM Pyeongchang Oceanic qualifiers. I believe I watched him beat Iagers 2 games in a row of mech in that, but don't quote me on that, please. That's just what I seem to remember. So we'll see. I think we probably should expect mech here, but that was also over a month ago, or about a month ago, which means that realistically that's also going to be something which we was something that could have changed, because just in general, bio players made it a bit back, a bit more back into the meta. Even players like Uthermal throwing some bio into play every now and then once more. As you just see an SCV throwing down a supply depot here to get us started, and a few Hellions are going to be starting to move out onto the map here from Seither, getting set up and going. So a few Hellions going to be going across down towards the bottom right-hand side. A hatchery coming up on the third base. And a few drones going to continue coming through as well, as we see the creep continue to push on out. Ling's already picking off being picked away at by a few of these Hellions here. So a few Zerglings already going down, and again, Hellions and a Reaper coming over to the left-hand side to work their way through this hatchery. So some little bits and pieces of damage. He kept the hatchery kind of very late to come down here, I suppose. And as you see, that Rotron is about halfway done. So Rotron about halfway done at the moment, and we're going to be seeing the Reaper Grenade going down, blasting those Queens back and into a bit more of a line. Get in line, Queens, get in line, stand back. You see Hellions and Reaper just setting up in the center of the map, and the Viking of Seither coming along over to the right-hand side. Going to be looking to see what he can do as well here, perhaps. So Viking looking to see what he can get up to, as also we've seen him. Well, he's going to find himself a couple of Overlords to pick his way through. Again, some Hellions getting poked away at by those Queens on the bottom side, and some more Zerglings setting up in the center as well. Again, all of these Queens just gathering up together. Viking coming back from the right-hand side here then, and we'll be going back in towards the middle of the map, where we will be seeing kind of a little bit of a, well, gathering of units, but meanwhile he's just throwing down the third CC at home. He is going Banshee. More Hellions, but no Armory just yet, so it kind of looks like a Hellbat attack, but he actually just doesn't have the Armory, right? So a little bit interesting. A little bit intriguing to see how this goes, as we do see the first Banshee is about to arrive. Again, someone asking about why Hero's in the losers bracket. It's because it's because of how the OSC points seed you into the bracket. The top 20 on OSC points get seeded into the winners bracket. 21 through 26 on OSC points in 2017 go into the lower bracket, and 27 through 50 go into the group stages, which then play down to 6 players, which get added to the lower bracket as well. We've seen this Banshee continue to be picked away at. We'll continue to pick away at a few more of those Zerglings, as we do see that Banshee gets picked off. As we do see a few Hellions just sat in the center of the map, a few more armories, a couple of armories are coming on up. And we are just going to be seeing the factories going to be finishing and able to jump on towards Tech Labs in a few moments as well. Also, for people asking what happened to Semper versus Snood, that's happening on the twitch.tv/OSC Esports. That is not a series we will be casting today. That is an OSC Esports series matchup. Roach is in the center, picking off a couple of Hellions, picking off that Reaper as well. Namshar working his way through that there, as you are going to be seeing this Banshee of Seither going to be continuing to come up the right-hand side. So, an infestation pit dropping down. Namshar, again, like we said before, is not someone to mess around when it comes to waiting for hive tech or something. No, he will go into it as soon as possible. As you see this creep spread going to push on up in towards the center of the map, and this Queen will be able to throw down another creep tumor in the middle. So many Hellions right now. As we're going to be seeing the Hellions continue pushing through. The Queen's going to be pulling on back. Zerglings moving on forwards, and a few Zerglings going down as they try to attack into those Hellions. A lot more Roaches on the way out right now, as you see +1/+1 melee upgrades, and that Roach speed currently coming on into play. Hellions doing a very good job of cleaning up even more creep spread at the moment. We still just see creep pushing up the left-hand side and the right-hand side of the map, all around the place right now, as we still see this Banshee just sat in the middle. And you'll be seeing the Roaches from Namshar. Also looking to see what's going on. Queen's here going to pick off this Banshee, so Banshee does go down. Namshar, again, going to be still trying to gather in the center of the map. A couple of fours here over the left-hand side. Roaches do come in for the surround, and fours will be picked up, so that medevac drop going to be denied for now. Usually you go for kind of like the 4 help out attack, I guess, with this sort of setup, but feels like Namshar has enough units to just push that back without too much of an issue. Just running in a few drones, just going to pick away at it. We're going to see those Roaches continue to pick away through a few more units. It's nice actually, got a little bit of a run back to lay in the economy. Still has the 4's bottom left, and actually will be able to get a Queen here. 4's are pretty good at killing drones too, honestly. Also pretty good at killing a hatchery if they get the chance to. Not in the high impact mode. Is it high impact mode? I always forget which mode is which for 4's. He's not in the mode which kills air units very quickly though. He's in the splash damage mode, which is more for Mutalisks, etc. Not so much for picking off singular Overlords or Overseers. 4's drop down again. Yeah, high impact payload is the one that it can transform into. Right now they're just on the missile, the Javelin missile launchers. Anyways, a couple of tanks continue to come on out. This is indeed mech here from Seither. I mean, we saw the factories coming down before. It's sort of a given with the number of Hellions, the couple of 4's. If we just explicitly state it. We're going to be seeing these couple of 4's coming back up towards the top side, and well, again, just looking to see what you can do with those over the next few moments. The scan comes down, and Hellions clean up a whole bunch of creep spread right now. So a whole bunch of creep currently getting picked away out here, and we're just going to be seeing the Hellions now going to get pushed back up through the center once again. So Hellions back up through the center once more now. And so you are going to be seeing the +2 weapons, the +2 armor, all coming into play on the armories. So again, I mean, Seither in a nice little position for his mech, but is it going to be an answer from Namshar? Does he have a way to deal with this? There's actually a lot of Hellions here, by the way. SCVs are not pulling in for the fight, they're pulling in just to take this base. Yeah, I feel Seither might want to try and bleed off a few Hellions and slowly replace them with other units, of course. I mean, having Hellions is nice because it's a mineral dump, but if you can eventually max out, you generally don't want to have like 40 Hellions, of course. As you're going to be seeing the Hellions running in towards this lower left-hand base, but a couple of spines, and the Roaches and Hydras very quick to respond. The benefit of having creep on the map means that if you are paying attention to the mini-map, attacks like this shouldn't catch you off guard, and they shouldn't really get more than a handful of workers. A few more Vipers just sat up overhead between the natural and the third base. Roaches and Hydras of Namshar are going to be moving out in towards the center once more. And we are going to be seeing the Ultralisk Cavern will be finishing up in a moment or two from Namshar as well. So, Ultra Cavern to finish from Namshar in the next few moments here, as you're going to be seeing those rocks going to get taken down. It just opens up this little bit of a pathway up the left-hand side now, of course. And I'm just going to be seeing the Roaches and Hydras from Namshar here moving back around over to the right-hand side. Going to be targeting down those rocks. We're going to try to just do a little bit more of this right now. So those rocks get taken down. We do see tanks sieging up in towards the middle of the map. Hellbats pushing forwards as well with these Vikings. And we are going to be continuing to see those Hellbats continue to push on through. Another Queen gets picked off. Oh, nice Vikings getting abducted in by the Vipers. That's really awesome because he gets a bunch of those kills and he doesn't lose a Viper in the process, which is generally usually the issue you have when you try and use those Vipers getting picked away at by Vikings. So shutting those down already really helps Namshar out for this upcoming trade. I mean, he's already picked off so much. Now he's going into the Spire. Obviously Hive already up, Chitin is playing, is already in play for the Ultras in the next few moments. But will he actually make Ultras, or is he just going to go straight towards Greater Spire and towards Corruptors for Broodlords? Well, let's find out. Vipers again in position again, but again, no real Vikings here anymore. A couple of them now, and we just see massive ducks, actually, these tanks getting disappearing. Vipers will want to start pulling back a little bit. Once maybe another couple of blinding clouds, or maybe even just more ducks. Vikings will end up going down. The Hydras are underneath them, taking a moment or two to target them. He loses a Viper or so, but again, in general, a very good trade from Namshar. Picking off so much here, and he has such a bank behind it as he continues to push in towards the middle of the map. And now we're talking about like singular siege tanks on their own. I mean, even these few tanks which are spread out a little bit, it's just not good enough trades for these units. I'm going to be seeing Namshar taking a heavy supply lead here in game number 1 of this best of 5. A Viper on the way up here from Namshar on the right hand side. A couple more Hydras on the way out again as well. 5 more Ultras currently building from Namshar too. And we're seeing those Vipers continuing to work their way through these evolution chambers. Just getting their energy back, getting ready to go once more. He did indeed add the Ultras on here, so he's going up into Ultras while he gets the Greater Spire set up and ready to go. I mean, the Ultras against mech can do a very good job of tanking initially as they approach the army. Saves the Hydras from kind of soaking up a lot of those initial siege tank shots. As you do see the tanks now spreading out and starting a siege here in this centralized position. A few more Hellions going over to the right hand side with that 4 as well. And Seither does set up on this right hand side pathway, with the top right planetary forest going to be finishing up too in the next few moments. A few more tanks continue to come on up at the moment. Namshar is maxed out, by the way, and again going into Broodlord shortly, but he has to find a way to get rid of some units before he can build Broodlords. Currently supply capped at 200. Well, he needs to get a few Corruptors up and then move the Broodlords in. So he needs to take a fight, and that's what he'll do right now with these first few Vipers. And Ultras now joining the map. He'll take a bit of a skirmish, a bit of a fight where he'll look to lose maybe a couple of the Ultras, maybe 10 or so Hydralisks. And from there he'll build up back into maybe replacing a few of the units, but also into, most importantly, those Corruptors to make that Broodlord switch. He'll want to replace some of the Vipers. He actually replaces the Ultras here. That really wasn't what I was expecting, but maybe he sees an opportunity to just keep on pushing through, rather than just building up into a later stage of this game with Broodlords. And honestly, he might just be right, because right now he has broken through this base, and there's very limited amount of mech units left over, so honestly another push like this could do him justice. And of course he still does have the behind us back at home the ability to go into Broodlords when he wants to, so it's not like he's given up his only chance to get into Broodlords here. He's going to see another planetary force being picked off, so suddenly we're talking about 2 bases killed and Seither's thrown back onto 3 bases. Not a pretty position to play out from, as we're going to see 7 more Ultras joining the fray. And you'll be seeing Namshar just continue to get them up with this army now. Again, the Vipers are going to be very important too, and they are already consuming off of these evolution chambers that were built up over here. +1 flyer attacks coming in on the Greater Spire. I've had a lot of discussion the last few days about flyer attacks or flyer carapace. It's been kind of interesting, as we do see these Hydras and Ultras setting up in towards the middle of the map, and yeah, it's been kind of interesting as we're going to be seeing this overseer from Namshar still just set up nearby overhead. We're going to see a scan coming down. We are going to be seeing this couple of creep tumors taking a little bit of damage. A few more queens on the way up at the moment, so just going to be setting up into a few more of these. I mean, obviously a lot of queens. It's a good way to spend your minerals later in the game, because it actually transfers into keeping gas units alive with those transfusions. So it's a much more effective way of spending minerals than, say, kind of maybe just mass Spinecrawler in, or of course maybe mass Ling is your other real option. And as we do see the army here to the right hand side from Namshar will be starting to potentially push on in the next few moments to, well, try and end this once more. Already a few Viper abducts coming through. No blind clouds, just pure abduct. Honestly, he gets rid of so many of the tanks so quickly that the tank fire now is so limited that he probably didn't even need any blinding clouds in all of this. No planetary fortress in this trade either, because it's only just been retaken, this base. And Namshar's going to get rid of this so quickly, and now those SCVs are going to walk into the meat grinder. Ultras are just nibbling them up for dinner. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Goodbye, SCVs, and actually just goodbye, Seither. Namshar takes game number 1 of this best of 5. Just like that. Let's see what's going to be brought our way here as we kick this off and we get ourselves in game. To the top right hand side, our blue Terran player, it is from SYF Gaming, Seither. And currently teamless to the bottom left hand side, our red Zerg is Namshar. Overlord going to be popping out right now. You're going to be starting to move across in towards the natural expansion here in the next few moments. Pull first from Namshar, so we'll see what he does with this. I mean, Blackpink is not a brilliant map to kind of sneak things around, I feel. So we'll see what sort of direction he takes with it. I mean, it's definitely possible. There's no Abyssal Reef or Catalyst where it's very easy to do so, I think. Be a little bit more cautious. I guess you can actually just go up the left-hand side here or something. It just doesn't feel as natural a thing to do. Or even just go around the right, I guess. I guess there is a couple of ways to do it without too much issue. Never believe in the power of Zerg units, I guess. Never don't believe in the power of Zerg units. $150 minerals for a Queen, which has 175 health, several abilities, shoots air and ground. Where is the fairness? You're right. You know what? They should actually just increase the cost of the Queen. So maybe something like 200, 200? You know what? Fuck it. Let's just go all out. Let's make Queens a hero unit. You know, I reckon we could make this happen. Queens can now inject from a distance, but you can only have one of them. And it costs 400, 200. And you have to have at least lair tech to get it. That seems pretty fair. But we'll increase the kind of the natural spawning rate of lava on hatcheries anyways. Nice. This seems legit. So yeah. It solves the issue, right? You can't mass queens anymore, but you still have the queen to carry you through every game. Okay, that might be one of the most terrible suggestions I've ever made in my life. We're all going to be seeing this Reaper coming down towards the lower left-hand side, in towards the natural expansion here, so you do see a Queen from Namshar poking at that Reaper already. And well, there are those Zerglings arriving on the other side, and already again towards the cancel on the CC. Reaper is so out of position here, and this is why you should always SCV scout, kids. Always SCV scout the Zerg, because a pull first does lead you into a pretty kind of horrible position, really. If you don't see it coming and you open Reaper Expand. I mean, there's the cancel on the CC, he has to start rebuilding in the main. In the meanwhile, Namshar's just about like, okay, yeah, let's go, let's throw down the third hatchery. Let's do this, let's party. As you're going to see the Reaper picking off another couple lings. 3 kills on it, and there is one more ling to get rid of. It goes down. 2 of the lings actually survived, which is incredible considering the situation. So that's pretty sick, keeping a couple of lings alive throughout all of this here. As we do see those 2 Zerglings pulling back away down towards the bottom left-hand corner. Do see a Queen on the way up on the natural expansion then, so Queen coming up there. We're going to be seeing the Reaper and the Hellions from Seither still gathering up on the natural ramp. So, and set up into this here, we're going to be seeing units moving through the center of the map and 8 more drones currently building up from Namshar at the moment. So 8 drones on the way. Again, going to be seeing these few drones moving around. Some Hellions from Seither as well, looking to see what they can perhaps get done here. And just going to be seeing the Evo Chamber from Namshar as well, currently on the way up. So Evo Chamber coming up, a couple of Evo Chambers coming up, the Roach Roaring as well. We're all going to be seeing the Hellions just outside the free bases of the Zerg. Going in towards kind of the edge of the creep to see what they can maybe do. As we have the lair starting to build on up from Namshar. So lair coming in from Namshar at the moment here, as we're going to be seeing, well, Hellions do blast those Queens to the side. One Hellion picked off, and again, just going to be seeing Seither turned away. Not going to be able to do anything with this. Namshar with the Roadtron and Lair coming through, just preparing for what seems to be kind of a Roach-based play, of course, to probably deal with what he's expecting to be, I guess, mech once again so far. So getting set up. Queen's still fighting here, and Hellions getting a couple of workers, to be fair. I mean, they cleaned out a few on this base, so that's nice. As we are going to be seeing the well, third CC now on the way up, and we are going to be seeing the first Liberator moving into position to try and get something done. I love this suggestion in the chat. Give Queen's Cloak. Yeah. Well, there you go. You know, because something you can't see cannot be an issue, right? Boom. Fixed. You don't have to complain about Queens ever again because you can't see them now. You don't know what's making the Zerg so strong. It's amazing. Perfectly balanced. Alright, in serious note, the Liberator sieges up again. Another drone or so just going to be getting picked away at. And you see more Hellions pushing in the center, but Queen's still kind of gritting them very far forwards, will limit what they can do. As Lib will siege up once again, but the Queen backs away, and will once again continue to target down that Liberator. Ooh, is going to dodge to the other side, where he will be able to only take one hit in that kind of marathon sprint across the Liberation Zone. And gets to the other side, and the Liberator will now get picked off. Ling's going to dive in towards the third base. Here, we're going to be seeing a couple of drones going down. Ling's going to come in as well. Grenade actually was going to land on those Lings, so Namshar pulls them back. Probably realizes as well that these Lings on their own probably not going to be able to do too much, honestly. Now looking to see what they can do as Queen's going to continue pressing, and they're actually starting to pick off a lot of these units. I mean, Hellions are going to keep on dropping. This Reaper goes down as well. Another Hellion picked off there. Zergons come back around from this side. And there's some good damage dealt by Seither. I mean, he actually got quite a lot of drones in all of this. What's the worker kill count at? 18? Bad. And of course, he's only really lost a Liberator, some Hellions. I mean, very expendable units for a mech player who's setting up in towards so much else back at home. A couple of 4s currently on the way up, for example. Namshar's about to finish 1-1 melee upgrades. Hydra Speed about to finish 2. What's he actually got on the map already? Just Lings, so not too much at the moment. As the third CC will lift up and start to move out onto the Fertile Base location. There's nothing just yet from Namshar. He's actually supply blocked, but when he gets out of this supply block, he can make quite a few Hydras, and I'll guess we'll get to see perhaps if he's going to try and attack with the Hydra muscular augments being kind of finished up. Will be a possibility. I imagine he might try to attack already if he'd actually not been supply blocked on making his Hydras. A small shame there as the Queen is able to push back the Viking, but not before the Overlord in that main base goes down. So Viking just patrol to the side, plus 1 missiles, plus 2 melee on the way up currently from Namshar here. And we are going to see a lot of Hydras on the way out. I wonder if the way that this game has gone just allows Namshar to attack and deal a lot of damage, because you got to remember, he cancelled the CC initially, and while he has been taking some damage, it has been costing Seither a whole chunk of units. So that obviously kind of hurts for him, as we're going to see these couple of refineries will be finishing up. Lings continue to work their way through the rocks, and they are able to pick through those there now, so rocks going down. We're going to see Lings and Hydras coming in towards the center once again. And they're going to be able to start targeting down this set of rocks once more. So rocks will fall. And obviously just kind of opens up the pathway up here. A lot of creep to kind of keep this Hydras kind of getting across the map quickly to begin with, but of course they start to become a little bit slower now. The creep spread has ended. There's actually a wall off here. I guess the thing is, there's only 1 or 2 tanks, and that first tank is actually put very conservatively in the back. Oh my god, doesn't even have to kill the wall because it's not completed, so actually he's going to get on top of the first tank instantly. Already Seither losing a lot in this third base. Well, again, the next tank is over kind of in the front. Meanwhile, the 4s are across the map getting ready to drop themselves, so they're going to be dropping in a moment or two. The Hellbats coming in will be able to kind of help fight this, but this one siege tank alone is not doing enough, it seems. He's actually going to unsiege it to relocate it. He will be able to get it back in towards the mineral line at least, but I mean, what does that matter if the Hydras are going to come in and target it down seconds later anyways? Gets 1 shot off perhaps, another siege tank towards the top. Well, I mean, okay, these 4s over here doing a little bit of something, but not for long, because now we're going to see the medevac's going to get picked away at. So now those 4s cannot get out of here. I mean, maybe this medevac can come back and save the day. But the Hydras and the Natural have done so much to the point where it is just going to be GG. Namshar takes game 2. Is up 2-0 in the series. To the top left hand side, blue Terran. Can he fight back? It is Seither. Sif Seither. To the bottom right hand side, our red Zerg player is Namshar. Thank you very much, Jim Sock, for the cheer 7 in the chat. How you doing? Thank you for the cheers, appreciate it. As we just get set up and going into this game. Guys, chill out in the chat a bit. You guys have been balance winding for like 30-40 minutes. Calm out, calm down. Chill. Just enjoy some StarCraft. There's no need to bitch about balance. All of the time. Let the pros do that. And they already do it enough now and then, when it's needed. Why don't we talk about the games without just kind of having a bad time? Just don't get so upset all the time, people. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be alright, I promise you. Couple of queens on the way up here from Namshar to get us started in game number 3. Obviously nothing too ridiculous just yet. Coming down towards the natural expansion, just going to be looking to see what's going on as we see the things just taking a little bit of damage. People will throw down a grenade and we'll see what happens next. A little bit of a calmer moment or two as we do just wait for the game to really get going. Again, so far Seither, the attempts to play mech game after game here has not been all too successful. Couple of Hellions moving out in towards the center of the map, looking to see what's going on. Let's look and see what they can kind of get up to right now, as we do have the Viking on the way up as well. Marine starting to nibble away at an Overlord. I say nibble a lot, don't I? I do say nibble a lot. Well, a couple of Hellions and a Reaper here from Seither going to continue to work its way through the hatcheries. Do you see the Rotoron dropping down in the natural expansion? So Rotoron is just coming on through, and I think I'm going to see this Overlord going to get picked off here. So Overlord does go down. And we are going to be seeing again the Viking popping out, and Seither going to be able to come through the top side, and we'll see what he can try and do at the moment. A few Hellions pushing forwards. A Queen at the front is going to be able to push those Hellions back without too much issue, though. Rotoron will finish. Again, I mean, not really looking to be aggressive. Well, actually, he's got 200 gas. Is he going to make like 10 roaches here? No, he starts up more drones. Just probably going into a Lair very soon, going in towards an Evo and starting up the upgrades. Just saving the gas for that in the next few moments. And yeah. It's going to be seeing Stimpack on the way, so Seither's going to really change things up, which is cool to see. I mean, I kind of like... In fairness, mech is not as bad as it used to be to cast, for example. I used to think mech was a very boring matchup to play against Zerg and watch. There's a lot more interesting now, but I think nothing really beats the bio style, so... Fun to see bio coming out, just changing it up when the mech hasn't worked a couple games in a row. I mean, it makes sense. May as well change it up. May as well see what else you can do. As you do see a single Zergling coming in towards the frontier. Namshar starting to nibble. Starting to deal some little bits and pieces of damage so far. And an SCV at the front is going to continue being targeted down. That Ling going to be picking up the kill. So SCV does get the kill. Marines going to be getting rid of that there, as we see some Hellions in the middle of the map being chased down by Roaches. I mean, the Roaches will lose this fight over time, but they will pick up a couple of Hellions in the process, which I assume is just kind of what Namshar was open for. And he does get those couple of Hellions here. Hellions just coming up in towards the center of the map at the moment, and just going to be seeing the Carapace upgrade coming up from Namshar. One upgrade's coming in from Seither. I mean, again, it's going to be interesting that Namshar's kind of playing a roachish sort of style against the kind of the bio now, because that's not always the most common way to play. So we'll see what maybe comes of it here in the next few moments. Again, Hellions poking around the right. I'm just going to be waiting to see Seither as his first two medevacs come up. He'll be able to start really getting onto the map and applying some more pressure, keeping that creep spread kind of limited, and all of that good stuff. Highlands and a Reaper are going to be coming back around here. Going to move through this again central area and towards the watchtower for a moment even. It's just going to be seeing still some Hellions going back up towards the upper left-hand side. Hydralisk Den going to be finishing momentarily. The infestation pit continues to come up here in the main base. And the Viking just getting to work on this Overlord towards the main too. So that Overlord taking some shots, getting pushed back in towards the center of the main. Here comes the drop into the main then, so he actually doesn't go for creep spread. Just goes to try and deal some straight up damage from the get-go, and he does begin to unload on top of this Queen. Queen already taking quite a little bit of damage, and does fall here. Going to see Overlords are disappearing too. So 1, 2, 3, or 4. Oh my god, this is actually a huge supply block. I mean, that's what, 6 Overlords? Namshar loses a lot of Ovies here. Supply blocked heavily, and well, Marine's still in the main to try and do a little bit more. They'll go after a Queen here right away, but Lings and Roaches coming in will be able to help push this back, force the lift, and that will be that for now. A few Marines going to be dropping off down to the south side, and again, just going to be seeing the medevacs from Seither coming up through the top and looking to see where they can go as well. The armory going to be finishing up from Seither in the main base, and we're just going to be seeing again 2 upgrades coming through. Combat Shields is going to finish, and go from there. Marines picking off another couple of Zerglings here already. He's going to see this Viking from Seither is going to be able to push this Overlord away in towards the main base. He's actually going to get quite a bit done. You're going to see those Marines continue to unload, and we are going to see the Overlord disappearing. And this Queen from Namshar will be in a little bit of trouble. Marines going to get picked away at, and we're going to be seeing actually still a push up to the top side. This 4th hatchery getting transfused a little bit here, so oh my god, is it going to survive the 4th hatchery? It has got more transfusions to go onto it, so Namshar will save it. Seither not quite able to break this position, and loses a lot of units in the process because of course he was just targeted in the hatchery in hopes he would get the kill. Might even be worth throwing a few more transfuses onto this hatch already, just so it can be on higher health, just so it is that little bit safer in a little bit now. Marines coming through, and Overlord getting picked off a creep teamer as well. More Roaches and Hydras from Namshar to the south side. Queen's still gathering up as well. The Ultras Cavern also still coming down into play at the moment here. 2 upgrades now on the Evolution Chambers. Adrenal Glands on the way up in the main. Ultralisk's Cavern is on the way down as well. A few more Vipers on the way up. Still just setting up in towards this here as this Viking still just sat to the left of the main base. Eleven Bane's going to be finishing up right now. 3 Vipers still coming through as well. And again, the Ultralisk Cavern finishing up, and well, Namshar's hit his late game here. He's hit his Hive Tech, which is obviously a big part of getting in towards a good position against the bio player. He's got Vipers out to deal with the tanks. And you're going to be seeing this army coming through this top side. A couple of creep teams again picked off already. The scan is helping him to pick through more of these creep tumors here. So again, good damage being done so far. A few of these tanks starting to unsiege, and again just pushing on, pressuring forwards. Hatchy to the top right hand side is continuing to come up as well as those Marines. Going to get picked away at here by those Zerglings surrounding them. And the Queen is going to pick off the medevac as well. So Queen picks the medevac off. And just another scan. As we get set up and ready to go again. And that's going to be seen an abduct on the tank. A couple of tanks going down already, and again still pushing forwards. I mean, Banes are just crushing through this. Oh my god, Namshar really destroys this army right away, and the tanks all going down as well. Suddenly the tank count is reset, the bio is withered away at. And this is not a position you really want to be playing from as as Seither. He just lost a lot here, and that gives Namshar a lot of momentum, a lot of time to set up into ultralisks, etc. kind of very freely. You know, now you can set up ultras, and there isn't really, you know, threat of a further attack. As you are going to see those rocks just being opened or taken down. You're going to see Lings here coming in towards the main base, and a few Marines getting rid of them. You're just going to be seeing the Queen getting picked off, and you're going to be seeing the Marines continue to move in towards the main. Actually, the Ultra Cavalry going to start going down. Yet, it's only 2 Ultras started. Well, one of the big things about picking off an Ultra Cavalry usually is maybe delaying or chitinous plating. That's not going to be the case in this game, so it does mean that Namshar will still be able to just rebuild the Ultra Cavalry immediately, and then from there add on Ultras once again. He doesn't have to wait for the upgrade to finish again or so. So that is still a big benefit that can help him out. There is that new Ultras Cavalry starting to rebuild. Free upgrades on each side. It's not going to be a huge kind of timing lead for the upgrades on Seither. Usually the Terran player does hit that final set of upgrades a lot faster, but with the faster Hive plays, Namshar obviously is able to get his own upgrades up nice and quickly, and so he's able to get into a very comfortable, confident position already. Bio and tanks gathering up here from Seither on the third base. Tank is going to siege, and we are going to be seeing units moving out in towards the center of the map. And you're going to be seeing upgrades continue to come on through. We're going to be seeing Ravagers, Hydras, Banes coming forwards. Ooh, some nice blinding clouds actually. This is the first tank doesn't really do anything. It also forces the Bio into an awkward spot, but this Zerg is pushing through a choke point that isn't looking too pretty for him either. As we're going to be seeing the Ultras continue to pick away at here. And some more Bio continue to set up towards the upper left-hand side. These 2 Vipers coming back in towards the right and going to continue to go in towards the... actually picking away at this. Zerglings surrounding and just going to be able to pick away at those Marines. Marines lifting up, moving back over through the south side here. And we're just going to be seeing 4 more Ultras continue coming up, plus 3 melee. Going to be finishing in a moment or so, and we are still going to be seeing Namshar in a commanding position. The bank is there, his supply is there. Seither sets up to a 5th base. He does have the bases to work with now. So you're going to see these ghosts as well just coming out from Seither at the moment. Still pushing on forwards. Namshar going to be attacking in towards this planetary in the next few moments here. Blinding cloud comes down. You're going to see some of this Bio pushed away over to the left-hand side here. Ultras, Ravagers, and Hydras are going to be able to break their way through this planetary. Planetary goes down, and we are going to see these units continue to push on up the ramp and continue to do a little bit more. As we're going to be seeing the planetary on the left-hand side going to be pushed on into. I mean, Namshar is just going to keep on moving in here. Meanwhile, some drops are coming into play, but Queens are defending it so far. This drop up to the top right is going to do some damage, though. But I mean, killing off 2 planetaries, that's a huge deal. Namshar kills a lot, and of course, just rebuilding so quickly right now. As we're going to be seeing the Marines and Marauders continue to sit in the mineral line, and just going to be seeing Zerglings continue to come up here and continue to pick away at more units. I mean, okay, this drop again did do a lot. It picked off quite a few drones so far. It's already picking off quite a few drones. We see the Greater Spy going to finish up a couple of Vipers on the way as well. Plus 1 missile attack coming on up from Namshar at the moment here, so continue to set up into that. Losing the Ultras Cavern is a benefit. Wardy is just full NA. Maybe you need to listen to what I'm saying, Mooks, rather than just saying random shit that I didn't say. Losing the Ultra Cavern is never a benefit, but it's good that he managed to finish chitinous plating beforehand. Because finishing chitinous plating beforehand is at least one benefit he has before losing the Ultras Cavern. It means that when the Ultras Cavern rebuilds, he can just build Ultras right away. That's what I said. Not that losing the Ultras Cavern is good. Because believe it or not, I'm not completely brain dead, and I do understand the game, as much as some of you really do not want to believe for some reason. Ultras, Hydras, Banes, all coming around through the center of the map, looking to see what else is happening. Viking here, poking away at that Overlord, and well, gets picked off by the Abduct. As you still see, coming up towards the top side, Namshar still just controlling this. I mean, look at all the creep spread. Seither can't really move onto the map very safely, and I think one of the big things as well is that Namshar just has that freedom to build up the exact army that he wants because of how this game has been going all the way through and up until this stage. few more drones continue to come on in at the moment, as we're going to be seeing the +1 missile flyer attack coming in as well. Namshar just getting set up to add corruptors into the army if required. I mean, he already has the Great Aspire too, so he can also go Broodlords, but so far doesn't seem to find the need for it. And we'll see, moving out in towards the middle of the map. Bane Hydra Ultra getting set to go once again. Getting ready to keep on attacking here as Bio pushing in towards the middle. Seither looking to see what is going to happen. Here we go, Bane's pushing on through. We're going to see the Ultra starting to fight. So many ghosts actually came up here from Seither. That's a big deal, but the Banes are connecting into them. Oh my god, so many Banes killing off ghosts right now. And even if he doesn't kill all of them, look how far he's made them run. Run, Ghost, run. And again, even if he doesn't kill them here, he's bought so much time where snipes have not been able to come down or be used in the engagement. And that is absolutely huge, because now the Ultras can close the distance on the Ghosts. I mean, this Orbital is already having to lift up and back away, and it looks as though Namshar is just going to have broken through here right now to take this game number 3 and to move through into the next round of the winner bracket of the OSC Championship number 5. For every round you move on, extra prize money is won. And there's a lot of prize money on the line, up to $2,000 for first place. So a lot to be won here in the OSC Championship. You get played out every single position, by the way. It's kind of crazy. One of the really cool things about the event, already being in the top 32 gives you $100. But Namshar moving through the winner's bracket here, as he's doing right now, you know, he's already up towards probably $125, $150 won, guaranteeing himself around top 16 in this tournament. A few more Banes continue to move on forwards and just kind of crash on in. Namshar has way too much, and that's going to be GG. As we're going to be seeing Namshar taking game 3 and closing out this